Hey folks, hello, how is everyone? We are going to get into it today. I know last week I held y'all for a long time. This one should be short and sweet. Hey there, Jess. Hey, Ken. Becoming Jen, what's going on? Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. So today we're talking about how to get paid to travel. And we're going to take a very realistic approach. So if it's something you're just starting off with, we'll show you some baby steps you can take so that you can position yourself to be able to get paid to travel. So let's go into those steps. We're going to talk about, hey, gotta travel. What's going on? We're going to talk about just the concepts in general and kind of defining where you want to be in the industry. And then after that, we're going to talk about how to market yourself. It's kind of the same if you're marketing a business or yourself. Again, you are the product. But before you do that, there's some behind the scenes you want to do first before you start pitching yourself and looking for the various trade conferences and things like that, which we'll go over in. Okay, so first step, what you're going to do is you're going to pretty much figure out which area of travel you want to be in, because travel is a huge conglomerate. And if you don't kind of figure out which area you want to be in, it's going to be more difficult to market yourself or be in the locations that they're looking for content creators. So you can decide whether you want to be in the luxury space, budget travel, vacation, adventure, family. Figure out what area that you would enjoy doing for a long period of time. And also you want to consider those areas that despite what the economy is doing, there's still an audience for us. Like some of the industries of travel will be affected based on what's going on in the world if people have discretionary income. But things like business travel tend to still go on because people still need to travel in business to, reach their clients or get new business and things of that nature. So think about that when you're choosing which area you want to be in. So when we talk about travel and you're talking about whether it be luxury or whether it be business or family, there's so many other aspects of it that you can create additional content for. So for example, if we're saying luxury travel or business travel, there are certain airlines that specifically cater to luxury or business travel. If we're talking about even cruise lines, there's certain companies that specifically cater to luxury or family style cruises. So think about what industry and then what aspect of travel you want to get to, and then create your plan from there. Okay. So even if we're talking about, in this example, we're talking about luxury. So think about if you are going to create content that's specifically on luxury, what are the other parts of it that you can reach out to or market with or become a partner with? So if we're looking at the case of luxury, most likely, obviously, it's going to be hotels. It's going to be the luxury high-end hotels where someone really cares about comfort and what the hotel looks like and things like that. Maybe they want to travel and visit like Michelin star restaurants, and that's what's important to them. Now, if we're talking about someone who's interested in business, usually they're going to a hotel and they don't want to just sit and be cooped up in a hotel that's all small. So they want larger rooms. They may want a living room in the suite. They may want a place where they can actually get work done. It might be important for them to have a gym because if they're going to be there for a week or two in business travel, they want to stay in shape. So different things are going to be more important based on the audience. And just like in every business, you really have to consider the audience that you're going to make content for. Now, even if you don't have an audience, you can still do this because you don't necessarily have to create content for you and your audience. You're creating it for the brand or the partner you're working with. Sometimes they want to see information or content, customer content that shows people actually engaging in their product or at the hotel or taking into this tour. So you don't necessarily, your value is not in your audience per se. The value is in creating the content so that you can give it to the travel partner so that they can use it in their various channels. Does that make sense? So even if you have a small audience or you don't have an audience at all, don't even worry about that. So again, if you're doing budget travel or something like that, what are the things that's going to be important for budget travel? Do you need to give train information? Is there certain travel gear they would need? If you're doing it with a family, start to think about what areas and aspects in travel you want to be in, because if you don't, it's going to make marketing you significantly harder, right? Now, how do you start? This is how you start. You're going to start where you are, okay? And so what that means is when you just start off and you haven't done this before, you might not be great at it, okay? And some of your content that you may make might not look as attractive as you want it to look. So when you're just starting, just start in the state, the city, the town that you're already in. Chances are they have some hotels, they have some tours, they have all of these things, right? So if you are doing it where you're located, you don't have to pay for transportation. You already live there. Okay, so you can go to a mom and pop hotel, a bread and breakfast, and say, hey, I just want to take some images of your room, put it on social media, or give it to you so you can use on your social media. Here's the thing. Corporations understand the power of inbound marketing, and they have been paying for content creators and influencers. It's still a slow creep, but they understand the importance of inbound marketing, and that's basically what you're offering and to provide. So start where you're located. You do not have to travel internationally to start this. The reason why you want to start where you're located, because it cuts down on fees and travel costs, and you're still practicing this out. You may not know what your package is going to be. You don't know what your offer is going to be, but you need content in order to sell yourself. If you go to a company or partner and you say, hey, I'm really interested in visiting in Sweden. I plan on coming there. Do you have any tours? If you're reaching out to the tourism board, if you have nothing to show them, it's going to be less likely for them to be interested. So go ahead and start and develop your portfolio. And that portfolio can be whatever format that you like presenting information. If you want it to be written, if you want it to be short form content, if you want it to be long form content, figure out the sweet spot for you. And then you're going to start to create that. Because again, you're going to need a portfolio. You're going to need to show some proof. And at the beginning, nobody's going to pay you to do it. But we got some ways to work around that. Okay. So next, you're going to leverage your corporate travel opportunities. Now, if you work for a company that has international locations, maybe there's some international conferences coming up. Maybe there's an opportunity to speak on behalf of your company and it's out of the country or it's in another state. Go ahead and sign up for those opportunities and take advantage of that so that you're traveling and you get to experience what this hotel is and their amenities, and you can talk about that. So you can do it with your corporate, or if your friends have any types of traveling that they're doing, you can just hop on their trip. So take advantage of your corporate travel opportunities, your local travel opportunities, in which you don't have to go anywhere. You just go into the hotel or to the restaurants or what areas you want to stay in. Okay, so next, you're going to create the content. And don't get stressed out about this. Most of you have, like if you have an iPhone, you have a 4K camera. Now you got to adjust the settings. You got to go to your camera settings and you need to set it to 4K because I think it's 1080 by default. But switch your camera to 4K. If you have a Droid, I have no idea, but I'm assuming it has 4K. I just don't have one. Go ahead and create the content if you want to do video content. Show what the rooms look like. Show what the buffet looks like. But do this from the personality of not you being the star, making it content that they could use in their marketing. Nobody wants to see, I'm sure you're beautiful, but nobody wants to see your face in the marketing. They want it to be able to be pushed in a variety of different markets. So consider that when you're creating your content. And we're going to do a Q&A section too, okay, in case anybody have questions about that. Okay, so contact your local hotels. I just said that. So whether you want it to be hotels or cruise lines or restaurants, think about the industry that you want to serve, and then it'll make more sense. So, hey guys, thanks for joining me. My Stethoscopes Travels. I have something specifically for you because they have some for medical conferences that we're going to talk about in the Trey thing. Rebloom, how are you, love? Kimberly, good to see you. Okay, so I'm gonna show you an example of a video I did for Marriott. Like it was like 6 years ago? Some years ago. Don't judge it. But I'm showing you this because you are going to evolve and it's going to get better the more you do it. All right. So let me tell you what the premise was of this. Now we're streaming this live and the video I'm not sure if the bandwidth is going to come strong. So hopefully we're good on that. So this was the Marriott and Carousel. And when I wanted to create content, I wanted to do it in a different ways. So this is a 360 camera. And so I think actually you can see me walking in the back. Oh, that's ratchet. Anyway, so what the purpose of this is that I wanted to show what the hotel looked like in a 360 view. And so at the time, again, this was 6 years ago, 360 wasn't really a thing that existed. A lot of the content just wasn't in a 360 view. So that was actually my sell. I was like, I can show your hotels and your rooms in a 360-degree view. And that's basically what I did. Now, I had already planned on visiting the Marriott in Curacao because that's where we were staying, because me and my best friend were going on vacation. So she knows usually before we go into the room, I'm going to take pictures and video of all of the amenities of the hotel. And then if you can send it to them, they may not want this specific content, but they may encourage you to come back to create contents for them. It just really depends. But again, you just have to show that you do some. Again, this is a 6-year-old video, so don't judge it. But this was done on a regular iPhone and a 360 camera. Like, that was it. And I had created videos like this before. I think the videos I had done in the past were a lot of 360 videos, because that was the edge that I was trying to say that, you know, that I did. Don't judge it. Anyway, so now we're going to talk about some trade shows and some conferences. So when we talk about inbound marketing, there's usually a content manager that's associated with these various companies, and a lot of them come to these trade events. So we're going to go over some of these trade events. I have some of the links of the trade events in the description. So, and some of these are international. So let's go head over to my computer screen. Okay, so this one is, let me pull this up so I know what okay. So this is the ITB. This is in Berlin. And this is one of the largest like world trade fairs that happens annually in Berlin, Germany. And it has an array of different international travel industries operators and things like that. So when you get some time, check out their website. This, there's not registration for this yet. There are some that are. There's not registration for this, but I want you to look at the industries. And then for my stethoscope travel, this is what I want you to see. They have a section specifically for medical tourism, but they have adventure travel, business travel, culture, hospitality, LGBTQ, all of these various aspects of travel that if you are in this aspect, I also decided to do laundry while I'm going live. So if you hear something, please ignore it. So these are also the other industries in which, if you belong to that, these are great places to be. So if you are a blogger or a photographer, a lot of times you can get in for free if you register early enough. It just depends on the conference. So like I said, remember when I said you need to create the content? If you don't create the content, no one's going to believe that you're a blogger or you're a content creator, because you don't have anything to show for it, because you usually have to go through an application process when you sign up for these trade shows and conferences. So create the content. If you are local, create the content in your local space so that you start to have a portfolio. So this one is in London, and this is the World Travel Market. And it's a major international event, brings together professionals and travel industries globally, and they discuss trends, innovations in travel and all that type of stuff. So this one's coming up, but the registration isn't open yet. So I have somewhere it is so I can show you, if you are a blogger or you have content, how you can come on to that. This one is a New York International Travel Show. This is also an annual event. And if I'm not mistaken, no, I'm thinking of another one. So this just shows you what the various topics are going to be. And again, travel media. This is, if you're a marketer, you would come here. There's various aspects. And this is the one in New York. This one is the Travel Adventure Show. And this one is all over the United States. I know my face is in the way. Let me move my face out the way. So you can see some of the dates that they have in the various locations, and you're going to register based on what's close to you. But again, this is the same thing. These are individuals that are in the travel industry. And so the thing about this is you want to start to develop those relationships with those individuals. Doing a cold call or cold email is okay, but being able to have a conversation, understand what type of content they want, is very helpful, because then if you do want to pitch a week or two later, you can do that and you've already talked to somebody and developed that relationship. So that one is the Travel Adventure Show. Let me move my head back. Okay. Now, this one is the Arabian travel market. And this one specifically focuses on leading international travel and tourism events in the Middle East. And I think it's usually set up in Dubai. So the one that's coming up, I guess it's about to go down, right? But what I wanted to show you is here. So again, most of the conferences and things are going to, if you have some type of platform, if you have an audience, or if you are a blogger, if you're a blogger, it's easier to stay in that space and not have to worry about an audience, because when they come to your blog, they can't visually see how many people are coming to your blog. If you have some social channels in this part, depending on the conference, they may care how much of a reach you have. So just be aware of that. But if you can see, again, please note, this is for the application for media registration. Media badges are restricted to publishers, editors, journalists, photographers, broadcasters, and digital influencers. Okay, so you would fill out these applications. This is the one that happens to be for the Arabian trade market, but you do these with a variety of different conferences. And depending on the conference, they'll either, comp you, or, it's different, different parameters based on the company. And that's what you want to make sure. Some may request that you say that you're going, and you diary the whole process. So you have to go through the application process to decide. But again, you want to focus on one that focus on your specific industry of what you are doing. So this one is the Adventure Travel Biz Summit. So if you're into if you're into adventure travel, then this is the place to go, because you're going to find the vendors. You're going to find all those people that relate to the type of travel you're interested in, because it's not enough just to say, I want to get paid to travel. What type of travel? Is it family travel? Is it luxury? All of those things, right? So once again, here, you're going to go to the media application. This one's coming up in Finland. And if I would have known that, I haven't been to Finland yet, but I'm so low key obsessed with going. And so I'm definitely going to try to put it on my calendar to pay attention for next year. But their media application is currently closed. But this is kind of what I wanted to show you, that this gives you information. A lot of times they'll give you have access to the tours, the most highly rated tours of the country. And a lot of times you have the opportunity to experience them for free, because they want you to produce the content so that more people can know about it. It is a wonderful opportunity. So if it's anything that you're interested in, and if it already passed, don't worry, put a little reminder in your calendar to check in on it every so often, so that you could put your application in time. So again, this is Western Germany. Again, freelance journalists. We have travel content creators. This is influencers and bloggers. This is kind of where you would be in this space. And this tells you, this one's actually good. Of course, it's Finland, right? They actually tell you what is expected of you before you do the application, or before you give them any of your contact information, which I appreciate. And now I got to know about this one. Anyway, see, I'm up here doing research for this one, but now I find Finland. Between Finland and Switzerland, I'm low-key obsessed with going to do something with both of those, so I will pay attention. But again, this is what's important. Okay. So I hope this is kind of making sense as to how you can do the research, so that you can do this based on the industry of travel you're interested in being in. So next we have Cruise World. I mean, if you still down to get on a cruise and you want to rate cruises and experience the cruises and talk about it in a variety of ways, this is going to be the space or the conference for you. And then this one is the global, which one is this one? Global, this is sustainability. So if you are really interested in teaching people how to be more sustainable in their travel, this one is Sweden. See, I have not been paying attention. I've been kind of out of it hasn't been on my radar, and now I'm upset because it's countries I want to go to and they having all their functions and I didn't even pay attention. Anyway, that's not why you're here. Just realized, so this is Sweden's. So again, if Sweden is a country you're interested in visiting, and you want to create the content, again, go ahead and create the content locally, or if there's states or trips that you can go on, do that. But make sure that you have some content, because when it's time to fill the application, naturally they're going to want to see that, right? Okay, that's the one for Sweden. What is this? Okay, so here's just some other things you can do in regards to the travel space. Most travel spaces have affiliate programs, and basically with affiliate programs, they are referral programs. Travel Payouts has lumped all of the travel affiliate companies together in one website. You got to decide if you want to go that direction or go directly to the source. So for example, Booking is on here. You can go directly toward Booking to become an affiliate. I personally did enjoy Booking's affiliate dashboard. It's highly antiquated. The technology needs to be updated. And do they really want to give money to the affiliates? Booking on their website, I haven't seen that to be positive. Now through Travel Payouts, their technology is a little bit more up to date, but you probably get less of a percentage because they have to get it from Booking through here, right? If that makes sense. So you can go to the company and negotiate something a little better. But listen, when you go to these conferences and these trade conferences, a lot of times you will see a Booking representative, you will see an Expedia representative that you could talk to directly. When you can talk directly to the person in charge, you can negotiate a variety of different things, or at least have a conversation. But when you go go through the front door like everybody else, then you may be kind of susceptible to having to go this way, if that makes sense. So here's Booking. Booking's affiliate program, like I said, their technology is horrible. Marriott has their own affiliate program. You can go to them directly and fill that out, and it talks about the program benefits, the terms, and all that other great stuff. And of course, they're in Bethesda, Maryland. So for my DC, Maryland folks, you can easily run up to Rocket Reach, find the person in charge, and try to schedule a meeting or a conversation. So it's those ways of not taking the front door, but kind of taking the side door or the back door or the door from, the attic that you get the opportunities that aren't just that someone else may not consider. And so also Trusted House Sitters. And for many of you know who's Stephanie Perry, she uses Trusted House Sitters, and they have an affiliate program as well. So you can consider that. And this is a great opportunity. Stephanie is wonderful at this, an opportunity to travel and not have to pay for accommodations. So while you're there, you can go and for the day and look at the various hotels, create content for them. Again, if you don't have a large audience, you can still create content for these brands because they need that. If you look at the hotels, if you look at their Instagram, if you look at any of their socials and their video, they don't have it and they need it. And if you can offer it, you can use that to leverage any other travel opportunities that you want to get into. And then, of course, lastly, Expedia's affiliate program is actually pretty decent. If you work it right, you can do well on Expedia. And these are just full-time. Travel is a very fickle industry, right? It's super fickle. So you want to make sure that you plan accordingly. And if you want to kind of do it full-time, you need to have another skill that is digital, whether that be editing or writing or whatever it is that you do as you're doing this, because it's not like it's a constant. But if you take the extra time to develop those relationships, it's going to be a little bit better because you're actually talking to people. Okay, so what we're going to talk about now, and then we're going to do Q&A in a couple seconds, is understanding the power of the pitch. And so, we talk about business and travel over here. Everything is about pitching yourself, okay? It doesn't necessarily have to be social media. So I know you may see people online and they're living this, wonderful place of travel, but listen, trust and believe, there are some ugly parts of travel. Flights get canceled, stuff happens, weather gets crazy. And so you're seeing the beautiful part of this, but you may not have seen that content creator had to send out 5 to 10 to 20 emails just to get a yes. You may not have realized that, they may have reached out to the tourism board and the tourism board didn't get back to them until they're on a plane leaving. So all of those things kind of happen. So you have to just understand that relationships, even off of social media, are important. So let's talk about that really quickly. This is what I want you to kind of consider as far as like, you can pitch yourself to other things to still relate to travel. So again, airlines, cruises, even Michelin star restaurants. People specifically travel just to experience Michelin star restaurants. Do they have Michelin star restaurant is probably going to pay to create content for the restaurant. But what you can do is for someone who's visiting specifically for the restaurant, you can create something that shows what that whole package looks like. Your hotel, your airline, how do you get to the restaurant? You can create that whole experience or write what that experience will be and pitch that to the restaurants. Hotels, we already know about that. You can create content for them specifically that they can use, that they can license. And you don't have to have an audience. Now you will have to produce a product that looks nice enough for them to want to agree to see it, right? Your local tourism boards. Local tourism boards may not necessarily pay to send you out, but if you're in town, they may some countries, they'll give you a letter. And the letter will basically say, this person on behalf of such and such is allowed to do these various tours, and they'll comp it. So it's a great way to experience some of the best tours ever just by reaching out, sending an email, and explaining that you're coming and what you can give to them. Like, lead with value when you come to them, because a lot of content creators have created a special space in this area, and some of it hasn't been so good. So just always, in any correspondence you have with anyone, just lead with value. And then travel websites and apps, you can consider reaching out to them, and tour operators. It doesn't just have to be the hotels and the airlines. There's so much aspect of travel that you can partner with and create content for, even if you don't have an audience. You're creating the content so you can give it to them. So that's basically what it is. See, I told you I wasn't going to take y'all a whole lunch today. Okay, we're going to do Q&A. And if you have any questions, talk to me. We're here. Okay, so let's go through what we're talking about. Greetings. Hey, Jess. Miss Bliss, how you doing? Brown immunity. No questions? If we don't have no questions, I'm out of here. I'm house sitting now, thanks to Steffi. Yes, I love that. Stephanie is the bomb with the house sitting for sure. I have to do it because I want to have a pet, but I can't have it like by myself, or like I still want to travel. So I'm like, maybe if I house it, then I can play with someone's pet for a couple of days. Okay, no questions. Okay, if you don't have no questions, we're gonna roll out. I hope did it make sense? Does everyone kind of feel like they know what they need to do, especially as it relates to some of these conferences? I think that's the biggest thing that I feel like a lot of content creators aren't talking about. The conferences are like everything. Okay. All right. That's it. Okay, guys. Thank you for joining me. Next week, I may not be here, but the week after that, I will be here. And so next week, we're talking about how to take your expertise to your earnings. So I hope to see you all there. Enjoy your day.